joined by Rick, who directed this film. So what was it about the plot that drew you into the film?
Well, as I was saying earlier to people, it kind of started with a conversation with the writer Tim, and who co-produced it with me, and it's just our regular chats about movies, films and life, and we just decided we wanted to make something that, for both of us, was something that we were quite influenced by. It's probably as teenagers, the early Tarantino movies, that's kind of heavily based on that, and he, after chatting about a few ideas, he kind of did this amazing script, and it kind of threw it on his head by putting the female characters, and I think that's very what people want to see in films. It's instead of the boring kind of here's three guys robbing a bank, so it was nice in that sense, and so it was just, and we felt it was a strong script, we could punch a lot out in 15 minutes. I know it's 11 minutes long, but that's what we aim for. Keep it nice and short.
And what do you think is the difference between having the female characters and male characters with this kind of plot?
I think with the male thing, we've seen it so many times now. Obviously we know things like, if you were to go back to the Tarantino thing like Kill Bill and stuff like that, but obviously he's very influenced by putting strong characters in there, male or female, but I think for us we wanted to keep it very much, just break away from the norm a bit, and I think Tim was very clever in doing that, and it's a great process between the two of us, just bouncing ideas with each other, and considering the budget, and we just wanted to make a film as a bunch of friends, I think we achieved a great job.
Well, there's a lot that happens in, what is it, only 11 minutes, isn't it?
It's 11 minutes. Yeah.
And in those 11 minutes, a lot of grittiness, I can't speak now, a lot of grittiness happens, a lot of sort of quite shocking moments. Did you want to put that all into those 11 minutes to make people really stop and think and have that sort of shock feeling as well?
Yeah, we just want to make it punchy, an action thing, cut back and forth with different scenes and styles, and you get to know those characters very quickly, and I think in 11 minutes or just over you really get to know those three characters, and their personalities, but you get a taster. I think that's probably the best, and it's punchy, and I think that's what we wanted to do. I think sometimes you go and see short films, sometimes I'd love to see more, and we're getting some very positive response about they'd love to see more about this film, but we wanted to keep it short and sweet and punchy, and I think we achieved that. Yes.
It's amazing that obviously you shot it in London, I assume, yet you managed to really capture that gritty kind of American culture and scenery in those 11 minutes. How did you go about achieving this?
Well, luckily the weather was great. We shot it in July, and we were very blessed. It was very hot, very much like California is. I mean, I've been lucky to live out there years ago, and it was a very, very hot day. I have to say, I got a bit of a tan doing it, and we just would try to achieve that. I think with the lenses we had and the look we wanted, and also we tried to do that different look in the diner. But we shot it all kind of near me. Well, I live in East Sussex. We shot it all around there, and there's some great locations. The warehouse, the industrial estate. We try to make sure people have a certain vision about Los Angeles and America, but we achieved that. I think with those side streets and the industrial estate, it worked. So.
What I loved as well actually about that film is the fact that your soundtrack really added to the feel. You got quite gritty things happening, but the soundtracks are quite sweet and nice, and sort of a real juxtaposition between what's going on.
Yeah, the soundtrack. We were again lucky because Tim's a good friend because he's a Californian boy. He's a really good friend. He's known child friend. They're in a band, and they kindly let us have permission to use the music. And I felt we needed something to just the right tone for certain scenes. I'm a massive music fan myself, anyhow. So I kind of wanted to do something, like again a bit like the Tarantino thing, where throw in like a 70s track, the Shelley and Co track at the end, and I mean, hopefully we did get some more soundtracks in there. It's got to be done.
No, it's great. I love a good soundtrack. So, do you think there's scope? This is my final question to you today. Do you think there's scope as to have an actual big feature film out of this?
There's interest. I know there's a few people. I think it's possible. I think Tim and I, especially Tim, I think we always visualise it being a short film, but I know we talked about it quite seriously, about, you know, it could be done, and we've got ideas, and it's very possible, so who knows?
Exciting, it hasn't been done before. 3 girls that are feisty, albeit a little bit disturbed, going out to...
If people have got the money and they want to get invest, you know, I love to do it as a feature. Obviously, I've just said to Tim, I want to keep it very same style, very punchy. Obviously, it's got to slow down in places. He's got to do a 80-minute, 90-minute film, but I need that intense energy. And I think if Tim and I were both happy with that, we would do it if the right thing came along.
That'd be great. Well, I look forward to seeing it, and thank you so much, Rick, for chatting to us this afternoon.
Thanks so much. You take care.
Thank you.
Fuck you!
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.